Welcome back, everybody. This is Wings of Wax, and we are playing Slay the Spire. So this is the third act of the Ironclad. We're going to be fighting Donut and Deco. Deca and Donu. Oh my goodness. So this is Act 3, so we're going to be avoiding as many of the elites as we possibly can. I do think that is beneficial to us. I do think we should be hitting some shops, so this would be a decent shop to be able to hit, or we could potentially hit this one up here, so depending on which direction we'd like to go in. Is there a way to avoid the elites? It looks like we have to go this way, if that is the case, which means we could lead up this path. Okay. Starting to get a good feel for this. Does it really matter? We can't go this path. There's an elite there. I'm just trying to avoid Nemesis. And I think Nemesis is the reason that a lot of runs get killed. Also, just a lot of elites in Act 3 are a reason that a lot of runs just get killed in general. There's some pretty powerful ones. From here, though, I think we're going to avoid this shop. Are we? I like having the option of being able to get to two shops, though. I think that's not a terrible choice. We're going to have two combats here, which will give us like 30-ish more gold. So we have like enough to be able to buy like a medium relic or be able to just like get rid of some cards on our deck, which I think is beneficial here. I think it's worthwhile because that way if we don't find a good relic in the first shop, we can just get rid of some cards and potentially either find a okay relic in the second one. Let's go for the Infernals, see what that leads us. Does this kill you guys? Yes, it does. Fantastic. No thinking involved. We have another 0-mana Infernal Blade. And I'm not really a big fan of dual wield, especially in this strategy, because we don't really have anything that really takes advantage of it. And if I were to take a dual wield, it should be an upgraded one, because a regular one I don't think is really worthwhile. But another Infernal Blade, I feel like it's just really good. I know that we're adding more cards to the deck, but oh boy. Transform a card. Is there any cards that we are not feeling so fancy about? Problem is, transforming a card does make a random card. Like, if we got rid of anything, it'd probably be, like, defend here, I guess. And is that even that great for us right now? We could get rid of a bite, technically. Because we don't actually need this many bites. I don't know if transforming a card here is actually worthwhile to us, to be completely honest. I do think that maybe... Yeah, okay. I think we do actually get rid of, like, a defend here, at the very least. Flame Barrier, oh my god, is a strict upgrade. Holy guacamole. That is actually a fantastic card for us to get. And we turned a Defend, which was a defensive card, into a Flame Barrier, which is a defensive card, and an aggressive card, so... Upgrade a card, fantastic. What do we want to upgrade? Double Tap is always going to be good. True Grit, obviously. Flame Barrier, decent. Rampage, decent. So I think it comes down to Double Tap and True Grit, and yeah. Is there really an option? Let's be honest. Let's be honest. We do get a Limit Break, but we only have the one way to be able to generate extra strength, right? Yeah, Spot Weakness. That's it. That's all we got. There's not very much. Ornithopter is fine. It heals you 5 whenever you use a potion. The Abacus, whenever you shuffle your library, or your draw pile, you gain 6 block, which we don't really draw all that often. And I don't think really any of these are really worthwhile. Flex is decent. Limit Break would have been great if we actually had some more strength cards, which you could take potentially both of those and go for a strength build. But then that just makes it so our deck is just even more full. I think we actually get rid of a bite here. We have plenty of bites, and we actually only had 4 strikes in the deck before. They are the weakest cards, so I think that's... Other than the defense, man, you're asking me to get rid... You're making me choose, huh? Okay. I think we get rid of another bite, to be honest. We have way more attacks than we actually do defensive cards here, so... We have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defensive cards, and damage cards, attack cards. We have 1, I'm going to count this, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we should get rid of bite here. That's a lot. 13, 14, 15 basically. Alright, rip bite. So maybe not going for that vampirism was worthwhile. I still think it is, though. I think being able to regenerate health and be able to get something that deals you a little extra damage is worth the risk. Maybe not all the time, but we have the option to go for the True Grit here. I think that is our choice here. Flame Barrier is also just really good too. Immolate's not terrible, but we're starting to get towards the bosses, and the bosses Immolate doesn't really do too much against, so I actually don't think you should upgrade Immolate all that often, unless you're like in the beginning of the game and you get it offered like as one of your first choices. Because then it actually, I think, is worthwhile to be able to kill all the minions that are scattered, all the different ads and stuff. But between Flame Barrier and True Grit, I am thinking that is what we choose here. Pommel Strike is also really good, though, but I think it comes down to True Grit. So we can try to thin out our deck and be able to find our better cards more often. What are we getting rid of? Since we just upgraded True Grit, we should consider removing a Defend. But we did get a Dex Stone, an oddly smooth stone. And that card is that is actually really good for us. And I think it's better than getting rid of a Defend here. Yeah, I think it is. Like it's going to lead to just us blocking more often anyways. So we have another Smith. So Pommel Strike and Flame Barrier probably the two choices here, since we don't have any ways to be able to recur Rampage. If we had ways to recur Rampage, I definitely would go for the upgrade Rampage here, but I'm thinking that Flame Barrier might just be the best option here. Being able to deal 6 damage, like the 16 block is very helpful, but the 6 damage to enemies is super duper helpful. Oh boy, you're giving me kunai. Oh, do we have any? Okay, we have potentially, we could pick up a relic here, right? Did we see a relic at the last one? I don't think we did. We didn't get offered. We only got offered. So we actually have to pick up the relic here if we're not going to be fighting. Oh boy. Okay, I don't know what determines. Like, I thought that, you know, you could get the Sapphire keys and stuff like that. You get the keys at the rest areas, but at the last rest area, it didn't offer it to us. And I don't know why. I actually don't know. And I'm concerned that if we take kunai, which is a fantastic relic, by the way, that we're going to miss out on being able to go to the heart. And that scares me, because I do want to try to attempt to defeat the heart. And unfortunately, I think I have to pass on the kunai in order to be able to go for this, because it's been very unreliable that we can actually pick up another key. So yeah, that's unfortunate, but because kunai is a really good relic for us. Okay, how much is dealing? Yeah, double tap. All right, ready? Oh, that was beautiful, right? None of these cards are really worthwhile for it to go in. Obviously, this is going to be a 2-mana deal 6. Clothesline is just awful. Sever Soul is not really worthwhile to us. Doesn't make any sense. We don't have an exhaust strategy. Yeah, see, it wasn't offering it. I mean, like, it wouldn't offer it us now, but you get what I'm saying. This is only going to deal extra damage. Yeah, 3 extra damage. So maybe we go for... How much is Clash? It's only 4 extra damage. I think the Pommel Strike is still just the best card. Like, Ghostly Armor is not terrible either. I feel like it's just Pommel Strike here. Drawing 2 cards is really good. Any specific direction? Yes, we would like to go this way. Tesseract. I don't really want to add anything to our deck, but I will add 1 card. Good Instincts, Transmutation, and Jack of All Trades. Jack of All Trades, add 1 random colorless card to your hand, exhaust, so it's random. Transmutation, X, add X, which means you spend all of your mana. and add X random colorless cards into your hand. They cost 0 this turn. And Good Instincts, which is 0 mana, block 5. I'm not really a fan of any of these, to be honest with you. I've never actually played with Transmutation, so I'm almost like tempted to take that. I just don't like randomness, which is the reason why I don't usually take it. It is a one-time use though, so maybe it is worthwhile. It also just makes it so that we get free colorless cards, but I feel like a lot of the colorless cards are already like 1 or 0 mana. We can skip this too. I think I didn't even realize that was the option there. Confusion, balance must be enforced, define, balance, error, balance not found, define, balance, error, balance not found, warning, large object approaching, I am Neo. I don't know why I went for like a robotic voice there, but okie dokie, we can no longer heal, but we upgrade all of our cards. How many cards is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10, but the problem is then we wouldn't be able to regain any of our health from bites and stuff like that. So they basically just, you know, strikes that deal additional damage. We obviously don't need to heal a full HP, but we can fight a boss to receive a random rare relic. I think it's worthwhile. Like, upgrading all cards is pretty good too, though, here. Seeing as we're not really healing all that much anyways. Alright, let's go for the pommel. Ooh, actually, this deals most amount of damage. Do we just... Do we just... Like, this is 100 damage. This is 100 damage. This is 100 damage. We did get the flame barrier. Nice. Okay. Yeah, then we will go for the flame barrier and the ghostly, and we can go for bite and clash. So that sounds pretty good to me. We're going to take a little bit of damage here, but still enough to be able to regenerate back with the burning blood, so... Or black blood, rather, now that that's what that is. Spot weakness. We do want to defend a little bit. Actually, we don't need to because we have the black blood, so I can afford to just take damage here. So let's just be aggressive. Be aggressive. We have the Infernal Blade. I'm going to start with that. Carnage. We have the Battle Trance. Let's see what we get from that. We have more Infernal Blades. Oh boy. We have double tap. We have Carnage. I should have went for the bash first, but honestly, it really didn't matter. It really... Ooh, we got Ice Cream. Ice Cream's actually decent. Oh, we get another Battle Trance, or we get a Headbutt. No! Why would you offer both of these to me? They're both really, really good. And, like, normally I'd be like, we already have a Battle Trance, so let's just go for the Headbutt. But, like, we've been fine without the Headbutt so far. I feel like just a second Battle Trance would just be better for us here. Because it costs 0 mana. That way we have more mana to be able to do things in our turn. So let's go for the Infernal Blade first. We get Bludgeon for free. Holy crap. Yeah, we're going to Flame Barrier, obviously. We would like to... I don't necessarily want to kill any of you, honestly, this turn. But I would like to make it very uncomfortable. I think we go for this guy because he's going to be going for the armor up. So we're not going to really have a chance to be able to attack him next turn. And then I think we just spread out some damage here. Pass the turn. Did get Battle Trance. Let's go for the Infernal Blade first. We get Carnage. Let's go for the Battle Trance. We get Rage, which is fantastic. We also get Double Tap. Double Tap is going to be going for what? We can cast True Grit to get rid of Battle Trance. We only need 3 mana for this turn. Well, actually, if we want to cast the Bite, we actually do need some more. Let's just start with the double tap. I was thinking about just going for like the clash to be able to. We could potentially still set it up though. I was trying to get it so we can actually get the clash. This is gonna deal lethal to you. Let's see. So if we can kill this one, is there a way? This is gonna deal 18. We actually do need the clash here. So I actually do need to go for this True Grit Battle Trance. Which does enable the clash, which then the clash will not kill this, but at least the attack after it will kill it. So, and then we're taking 0 damage as well, and we could just kill this on the following turn since he's not putting up any block this turn. He's just attacking. This looks like it didn't matter because we still need some extra help there to deal some extra damage. Do we actually want any of these? Like, seeing red is actually decent, especially with Ice Cream. I feel like that's actually worthwhile. I don't think we need a Whirlwind anymore since we already have one. I think we have 2, don't we? No, we have 1. Okay. We already have 1 Whirlwind, and I feel like that's worthwhile enough. Seeing red, though, is worthwhile, especially since we have Ice Cream. Yeah, it's definitely worthwhile to go there. Worthwhile. Could you tell that it was worth the while? None of these are really, like, sticking out to me as, like, cards that I really want to upgrade, to be honest with you. Rampage is probably the best card to go for. Battle Trance is fine. Clash is good. I would say Clash, Rampage. Clash, Rampage, Dropkick, and Ghostly Armor are the 4 that I'm looking at, obviously, because Immolate I don't think is worthwhile. Battle Trance I don't think it's really worthwhile either. Just because drawing the extra card I don't think is beneficial most of the time. Since, you know, you really only need 3 extra cards to look at. What's a 4th one to you, honestly? Unless you have, like, a ton of mana. Toughy. Dropkick is probably going to get cast. Dropkick and Clash are going to be cast probably the most often. Although, technically, you would say Ghostly Armor is going to be cast most often because it has to be cast the turn it's played. Otherwise, it gets etherealed. It gets RFG'd, removed from the game. So I'm almost tempted to go for, like, Dropkick or Ghostly Armor, since we can obviously get Dropkick more often than we can Clash. Active. We can get it active more often than I think we can Clash. So it comes down to between Dropkick and Ghostly Armor. And we're going into the bosses, so I think Ghostly Armor is just going to be better for us here. Getting 13 block every time. We don't really have a lot of blocking in our deck anyways. We're pretty much base aggression. Okie dokie. Let's start with some Infernals and see what those lead us down to. Let's go for the Battle Trance, see where that leads us. It's going to bring us into another Infernal. Oh my goodness. Let's go for a Shockwave. It should make our enemies vulnerable, which would be fantastic, so we can actually go for the Dropkick. We do want to target the Donu, because Donu's going to be buffing himself this turn, so technically he's going to be dealing more damage over time. So we should go for the Donu first. Yes. We can Flame Barrier here. Let's go for the Pommel first. Draw some cards and see what we get. Alright, we couldn't draw cards. Right. That's all good. We didn't need anything, actually, so... Like, yeah, in hindsight, it probably was kind of like a semi-mistake, but, like, Flame Barrier is just going to be really good, right? I was thinking about Battle Trance, but then I'm like, Flame Barrier for guys that attack twice every turn. Sounds pretty good to me. 26 damage. I would like to go for the Ghostly Armor, but it doesn't make any sense, because then we just miss out on damage here. Like, we have to go for this to be able to set up more damage later down the line to be able to take out this guy. And then it's just like, do we want to take any damage, or do we want to just apply some more pressure, which would be 12 more damage here. And I think the 12 more damage is more worthwhile. We're also healing too as well still. So I think it's worthwhile. We're going to take 6. Alright. That is one of the nice things about these guys is they're always attacking, so I can actually get strength bonus here. That's probably worthwhile. Yeah, we're going to take a lot of damage this turn. But I think it's worth it. I'm looking at double tap, going for the Whirlwind. Just because that deals so much damage this turn to both of them. Like, Donu is dead next turn. So we're taking, you know, taking 23 damage there. But Donu is dead. So, yeah, we have Battle Trance first. We have armaments, so we should consider going for that. The Immolate will kill them, so that is good to know. And honestly, it doesn't matter really what we do here. We have Ice Cream, so it actually is worthwhile for us to go for this anyways. So we have... I should go for the Bash first on him, and then go for the Immolate, which will kill this guy. Fantastic. That turn was great. We used all of our mana too, so... Clearly we start with the Pommel. And then, like, use that one. There we go. Donu Deco. Deca Donu. Challenge complete. That actually went really, really well. We took some extra hits there, which is great, but I feel like it was calculated gambles. But they paid off, and being able to, you know, take in those extra 23 points of damage, I feel like just set us up to be able to just kill them as quickly as possible and not have to worry about, you know, giving them an extra turn to be able to attack us. So because of that, we were able to conquer them. And I feel like we actually made some pretty decent plays during that fight. So I'm ecstatic. I like when I, you know, make fairly good plays. I can't say that every play I make is, you know, right. But I try to make the best plays that I can with the knowledge that I have. And obviously I do make mistakes and miss things because there's so many different things that you got to take into account whenever you're taking a single turn into account. And especially since all these runs kind of blur together anyways. But to thump, a deep pulsing dread can be felt throughout the room. This is the heart of the spire. Is this the heart of the spire, the source of this evil? You ready your blade. Sing, 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 sing. You deal 666 damage. That's pretty metal. The heart squirms and bleeds, but is ultimately still pounding. Are your mightiest attacks not enough? You ask yourself, have I been here before? The heart pulses louder and louder as your consciousness begins to fade. A sudden burst of energy emanates from inside you, jolting awake. The heart retreats upwards. A large door is revealed in its place. So this is the heart here, but you're gonna have to find out in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z to see if we actually defeat him. Because I need to go do some work. Honestly, I've been down here for about an hour and a half, so I gotta go get my shipments route and ready and everything up and going for the day. And I have Danielle, my fiance, coming home in like about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I feel like it was a really good one, to be honest. I'm a pretty big fan of the deck so far. I feel like the only thing I could have like potentially done different is like just not taking vampirism, since, you know, it's been good, but we probably didn't need it. It has been good though. It did kind of like almost like save us in the beginning, or when we took it ish. It gave us more HP to be able to come back from, and we weren't really doing anything with the full 80 anyways, and you know, it just made sense to be able to kind of go for it at the point. But I'm not sure that it's going to be worthwhile, since we would like some extra HP to be able to fight the heart here, since the heart can deal an excruciating amount of damage, like 60 plus damage at a turn or something like that, and only having 56 HP is a little tough there, you know, a little I'm a little scared. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you're enjoying the series. And I look forward to recording the next video, as well as recording any future videos right now for Slay the Spire, since I've been really enjoying the game still. And I look forward to hopefully defeating this heart so we can move on to the next class, because that's kind of what I'm looking towards. Since I'm a little burnt out from Ironclad, but I could still do a couple more runs of him. Like, he's still a lot of fun. It's just I feel like the other classes are just more fun to play because they're more of my styles, whereas this is just like your vanilla archetypes. Anyways, but that's going to do it here. Hopefully you enjoyed. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. It really does help me out in a great way, because it does make it so that way I am more motivated to be able to record more episodes. And I would say if we can get to 2,000 likes, then I will record an extra episode the day that we hit 2,000 subscribers. I will record an extra episode the day that we get 2,000 subscribers. It may not be posted that day, but it might be posted like the day after or something. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so that way you know when actually I do post videos. That's going to do it. Good luck and grind on, everyone.